And we are live. You can catch us on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Kick, and Facebook. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and we'll be right back with you, Howlers. Howls over Baaz. I'm Jacob Casas.
This is Ambishun, the Black Cup.
It's Melanie.
It's Melanie.
Stupid.
So today we have a very special guest that came all the way from Sherman Oaks. I'm going to have you introduce yourself to our audience. Tell them a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay, my name is Elimu Nelson. I am an actor. I'm a writer. I'm a private basketball coach. Probably most important, I'm a dad. Most people know me from a film I did a long time ago called Love Don't Cost a Thing, where I was the basketball player, or known as the asshole.
Right.
People are like, you're such an asshole in the movie. That's what they paid me to do.
I'm sitting here looking. I'm sitting here like,
Yeah.
I'm a fucking familiar
Yeah,
face.
you know,
And it just didn't hit me.
It was gained a few pounds. I mean, it was a while ago, right? It was a while ago. And so,
I love that movie still.
that movie is like,
It's a classic.
Yeah.
it's weird. It's like it's every like, I want to say like teenager, but like every teenager generation, probably like kids from like 15 to like 25, 30. Like that film, obviously being an actor, like, you watch a lot of stuff, right? So I always used to watch like Miss Congeniality.
Oh, I love that movie.
Love that film, right? And I'd see it. It's like on TNT. It's on, it's playing all the time.
Yeah.
And so when I first started in my career, I was like, I want to have like a movie like that, just something that just runs all the time.
Yeah.
Be careful what you ask for, right? So that different generations, everybody likes that film a lot.
Yeah.
And they all remember me because my presence is throughout the film, even though I'm in it maybe like 5 or 6 scenes. But I never expected to happen what happened with that film.
How was your experience on that film?
It was fun. It was cool. It was easy. Like
What happened behind the scenes?
No.
And that's crazy because that was pre-baby Nick. Pre all the babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick was the first person that greeted me when I got to the set.
Oh, nice.
Like he was like,
He wanted to make sure to get to the ladies.
the-
Shut that down.
he was super cool. Christina was super cool. Like I didn't really know. Like I knew who Nick Cannon was, right? But there was like a lot of cats that were on the film that like you may have seen like their face, but you don't really know them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So like he welcomed me. I think my first day, I think it may have been the beach scene, or that was like my second week. It was either or, but like the experience in itself was like, it was fun. It was easy.
So you played the hooper on there.
I did play the
So
hooper.
do you hoop in real life?
Yes, not anymore. But like
Yeah.
I used to play at Syracuse.
Okay.
Like I walked on in '93, broke all these records as a walk on.
When was Carmelo there?
He was 2003.
2003. 3, yes. Okay.
Yeah. So the team that went to the Final Four before his team, we were like a total Cinderella story, and we lost to Kentucky in the championship.
Who was on there with you?
Me, John Wallace, Otis Hill, Lazara Sims, Marius Unulis, Jason Sapola, Donovan McNabb, Jim Hayes, Bob Laser, David Patrick. Like there was a bunch of us on that squad, and like that was like the year Allen Iverson came out, Ray Allen was playing for UConn, so like I've seen all these dudes up close and personal. So yeah, I played a lot of basketball players because obviously I can walk the walk sort of thing. But with that film in particular, remember the director told me, she goes, I'm gonna make your face like worldwide known, and I was like, yeah, like true enough. I got off the plane. I was in like St. Kitts, and it was like Drew Hilton, and I was like, oh shit. I'm like, this is wild. Like when the movie first came out, the first like 3 years, like no bullshit, like any place I went, and I was like,
How much play did it get you?
I mean,
Enough.
I did all right. I did all right.
That's cool. So, tell us something that maybe we wouldn't know. Maybe some stuff behind the scenes, or how.
I'm stuck on behind the scenes.
No, I'm not trying. I'm not trying to say get like into that kind of stuff, but like anything, like something maybe the audience wouldn't know that happened behind the scenes. Something that stuck out to you that you remember.
On Love Don't Cost a Thing?
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Or just something that stuck out to you.
A memorable
Yeah,
moment.
when you're filming
or
or something.
Okay, so I've never said this publicly, but I will say it to y'all.
Yeah.
So my mother comes to the set, right?
Oh.
And she's like, she's super proud and everything. Me and my mom, like, me and my family in general were really tight. So I was 29 when I did the film, right? But I lied about my age, right? So but nobody knew it. And it was like, oh, like, who's this guy? And, where did he come from? And he's a really good actor and all this sort of thing, right? So there was like a little like mystique around me. So my mother comes, and it was the beach day.
Okay.
So she, my mother, she's Chatty Cathy. So she's like talking to Christina Milian's mom, and she's just yamming and talking and all the rest of it. She's proud of her son and everything. So there was a take that we did on the beach when I'm like talking to her and I like grab like her chin or whatever and I actually kiss her, right? But they didn't use that take, so but it's like ooh, that whole sort of thing, right? And in between like shooting and one of the takes, my is that me?
It's all right though.
Oh no, it's not me.
Oh, it's not.
No.
I don't know whose it is. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So in between like one of the takes, my mother's over there at like Video Village. She got on like the headphones and stuff, right? And then I don't know if it was the director. Somebody was like, Elimu, you didn't tell us that you were 29 years old and you have a dog named Ali and you live with your girlfriend over here. And I was like, Mom.
Damn.
It's like, yo. And she was like, what? And I was like, yo, you got to, oh my God.
Tone it down a notch.
Yeah. So that was like.
Who said that to you? Which person said, oh, I didn't know you were 29? It was one of the.
It was either one of the producers. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the director had figured it out.
Almost like we caught you. We just want to know we caught you.
Well, it was like there was that, but it was also like oh, you ain't really like this mystery guy. Because I came in, I was cool with everybody, which is usually how I am on the set. And then like I kind of go off and I do my own thing. Like I might be in the trailer, I might be writing. I'm one of those actors that, like as a scene starting, I already have stuff happening in my head. So I might be playing something out loud to somebody.
Yeah.
And so people were like watching, like, oh, okay. That type of thing. Like, oh, he's serious and shit.
So you had this like mystery thing around you, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's gone.
Bubbles burst.
Oh, no.
But, like I was younger too. So I when you're younger in this industry, in my opinion, at least from my experience, you think you have to do or be a certain way for things to work.
Yeah.
And so like the mystery part of it was like you don't want people to know who you are, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like it might work sometimes, it might not. And obviously when I was younger, like my ego ran everything, so I really thought highly of myself. But yeah.
So with that, what you're saying right now, what's the most surprising lesson that the entertainment industry has taught you?
Surprising lesson.
A lesson you got that you really didn't even expect, but it helped you.
That there's a time for everything. Like if you're looking at the industry, right? Okay, I'll give you this one, right? So when I was younger, right? There's this movie, the second movie I ever did was called Passing Glory, right? And so I was playing a basketball player, right? And they like audition cats like from Atlanta, New York, LA, like every place. And I remember when I went in for the original audition, Jackie Brown Carmen was the casting director. And at that point I was like, I'm really like nervous. And she was like, yo, I don't need you to be nervous. I need you to get this down. Right? So, okay, right? So, I do it, I get the call back. At the call back, you had to play basketball. And there were a number of roles where I had to play basketball. So now I'm like in my comfort zone. I'm like, I ain't worried about this motherfucker over here. I'm gonna kill him, like whatever. So at the callback playing basketball was at, I think it was at like Hollywood High or something like that. And so they're like mixing and matching actors. And I was reading for the lead of the film, right? And so the director looks at me and he goes, "You're definitely in the film." Like, and if somebody told me that today, I'd be like, "Thank you, appreciate it." Right? I was like, "Yo, but am I the lead?" He was like, "I don't know, but like you're definitely in the film." And I was like, "All right, fam, but I really want this lead, right?" So one of the other actors that worked like a bunch that wasn't in the film, but he was auditioning. He, kind of like an elder statesman sort of thing. So he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna break this down for you. I think like you, me, you, not him, and her are gonna be in the film. That's how it's gonna roll out." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay." He didn't make it in the film, but mostly everybody else did, right? Then you start seeing people like same roles, same sort of projects, and I was kind of like rising up in sort of like this I guess crew of like actors that are sort of like known. What I've learned is it comes and it goes, right? But the thing is, when you're in the middle of it, and if you're fortunate enough to have an agent, have a manager, if you're fortunate enough to get an audition, if you're fortunate enough to actually work, you usually take it for granted because the way that the system is set up is like this is what you're told is going to happen because it's happened, and then it's going to happen again, and then you need to do certain things in order to keep it up here. But the truth of the matter is this, like, people get hot, then they're not. Like, that's just what happens. You just never expect you're not. People will tell you, like, yo, like, there'll be years that you don't work. And you're like, once you're working. I'm in a year right now, it's 2025, I don't think I've worked once this year, right? And I could do the whole thing like, oh, the industry's just coming back, and there was a strike, and I've had auditions. I'm a much better actor than what I was naively when I was younger. But, and I don't think that my time has passed, but it's just a situation where it's like, there were some cats that were kind of in that group with me that like shot off and did things. And I was shooting off and then I didn't. Like, I can say at this point now, like when I did Love Don't Cost a Thing, I think the take that they took on the beach was fucking terrible. and because I was terrible, right? Now, Love Don't Cost a Thing is the remake of Can't Buy Me Love.
Yeah.
Right? That was my joint when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Kind of aging myself.
Yeah.
Right? So, the dude that played the football player in it, he's in there for like, so I'm like, oh, I'm playing like that dude's part, right? I'm like, okay. But now I got a little more steam with it. So when,
Oh, no, you're good.
So when, I'm doing the beach scene, as I'm doing it, I'm kind of thinking about how he handled the similar scene in the film, which was shitty also, right? And then there was the director gave me a note. Her name was Troy. And she was like, you ain't got to do all that. She was like, just talk, right? And so when I did like the quieter version, the more organic, conversational version, I felt something. I was like, oh shit. I mean, they didn't use it. But I was like, ooh. After that film, because that whole year I did like I had a year when I came out of acting school, right? I did The Shield before it was like popular. I did like Shield 1 month, Arliss the next month, NYPD Blue later on that year, Love Don't Cost a Thing when it was called If You Were My Girl. I forgot what this other film was called, and then a big commercial, and I tested for a pilot. And when I did NYPD Blue, they had seen the Shield episode, right? And I was in like what wound up being like the third episode of the Shield, right? That the basketball player's name was Derek Tripp. So it was a really big guest star role. It was so big that when I got to doing NYPD Blue, they was like teasing me about it, right? Because it was I wouldn't say it was like the first time, but I wind up having sex with this chick in the show, and she's supposed to be naked. And when Walton Goggins comes in, and he's like, are you done here? And I like sit up. she flies back and her boob flies in the screen, it was like, oh, this is cable. Shit is getting crazy, right? When I got to NYPD Blue, they was like, yeah, we ain't got all that over here. Make sure you stick to these lines. I'm like, all right, cool. But I came off of all that, and I had this audition for this show called 3 Pounds on CBS. I'll never forget it. I didn't know at that point I was like one of these dudes, right? It was like I was getting auditions like left and right, but I didn't really know how to act. I knew how to be like the basketball player and shit, but I didn't really know how to like break down like a monologue. I didn't really know what actions were. I didn't have total control over my craft. So I got in there. It was for like the producers and stuff like that. And the dude was just like, he's like, let's just do it again. He's like, no, I need to feel a little more in here, right? And I can see him doing like this. He's like, okay, thank you, right? And I left there and I was like, oh shit. I was like, I probably could have had that. Who knows if I would have or not? But I saw the disappointment in the guy's face. And from what I know now, it's like, okay, so you one of these new little hot dudes coming out here, you're good for business. We could put you on a show, right? But I couldn't hack it. Like, and I knew that, and that spurred me into like studying a lot more.
So he was probably already like, I want this guy, but you didn't show the skills that he wanted you to see
Like,
at that time, huh?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
And whether or not I would have been the person, who knows? But like he was working with me. Like sometimes you'll go into an audition and they'll be like, Ambishun, are you ready? And you're like, oh, thank you so much. Right? And you're like, God damn, man. Right? My man, like, Cats is waiting outside for like 20, 25 minutes. And he's like, let's just try it again. Right? And I'm like, okay, but I couldn't compute what I needed to do in order to get there. Because now if you're trying too much, now you're pushing and it's just
forced.
Yeah, it sounds
Unnatural.
Like anybody knows bad acting when they say it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because people will be like, the fuck, like that, ugh, right? But seldom do they know, like, if you give an actor you might tell an actor like, yo, man, you just playing yourself. You'd be like, oh, thank you very much. Because you made it look natural, conversational, and it resonated with people, right? So
How as an actor, I guess you can say, how difficult is it to see somebody looking at you like they're not feeling what you're doing and still try to pull something off? Like, does it mess with you mentally to like where you're trying to act now, but it's not, you're like, I'm not getting it, but you're still trying to play this character, but it's not coming off natural? And I mean, how does that mess with your head?
All right, so great question, right? Again, when I was younger, it would totally fuck me up. Now, if I made a mistake, it's whatever. And I think that because, like, when you have more life experience, like just more experiences in general, you have more stuff to draw off of. And if you've really been through some stuff in your life, like, all right, so I fucked up a couple lines. Like, all right, like what's the big deal, right? Not in like a rude way, but it's like, oh, I'm gonna be okay.
Okay.
Right. And also I know now, like, mistakes are like some of the best things that happen. Like the moments that people remember in movies, it's the lines are one thing, but you remember what happens between the lines. You remember there's like a look. Somebody will do something, you'd be like, damn, like I feel that.
Yeah.
Right? Like the reaction that comes before the line, people feel stuff like that. So if I'm back in the day, if I messed up, for sure, because everything was live or die. It was best or worst. Everything was absolute. But now, like now, if I really, really fuck something up, right, which probably would not happen because I'm meticulous about my preparation, right? Because for me, the audition now is an opportunity to act. Whereas before, like, you get like a bunch of auditions and you're going in and you're seeing your boys out there, you give them pounds, you talking shit. You're not really getting prepared, right? So now, if I like, drop the line or whatever, I mean, if it was rolling, I wouldn't even care, sort of thing. If they want you to do it a different way, then, you do it a different way. And I'm not afraid that, let me get in collaboration with you. Like, how do you want to like this over here, or do you want to like this over here? Or this is what I think my idea is for the situation. Because the truth of the matter is, like, if you're an actor, like, in some ways you're playing kickball and you're like, hey, pick me, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, no,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, no, get the wolf. We want the wolf, right? And like sometimes you just don't know. And with all the stuff that's happening now in the industry, from my experience, it's like, like I'm a little older, like I've been around for a while. So like certain casting offices and certain producers and certain directors know me, right? And it's like, oh yeah, no, I know his work. So like, he's good. Doesn't mean I'm gonna get the job.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like, he's good. Or no, like we want the guy with the green hat. I like his glasses. And you just never know,
When you say with all the stuff that's going on with the industry right now, what does that mean?
Like, so we had the writer's strike, right? I was fortunate enough to be working on a show when the strike was going on, which was great. Now, if the bottom hadn't fallen out of everything, that show, it was good trouble. I would have come back for more episodes the next season, but then the show got canceled, right? So then as it comes back with, AI and like the business leaving California and now coming back, slowly but surely, there's less projects. There's still the same amount of actors, if not more, because actors are always funneling in. And now, like, you're competing.
Well, where's it at when it left California? I didn't even know.
There's probably like, 700-800 projects that are going. Then it whittled down to about like 250, right?
Dang.
So now, like, you got people that are like quote unquote movie stars, right? That are coming down and they're doing TV. If you're looking at TV as a lesser sort of thing, which it's really not at this point, right? But then you have like people that are big names, like they're coming in and they're taking the series regular roles, which I might be up for, right? And the series regular people are now doing like recurring roles, right? And you got your recurring and your series regular might do a top show guest star. Maybe I'm doing a one-day guest star role. And for a lot of people, that's like...
It's like a domino effect.
Yeah, and it's like egotistically, a lot of people are like, yeah, like, nah, like I'm not doing that, which I totally get.
Yeah.
Also, if you're trying to qualify for insurance and stuff like that, there's a threshold of money that you have to make in order to qualify. So
I didn't even know that.
yeah.
So as an actor, you have to make a certain amount of money to qualify for insurance.
Yep. And if you don't, then like for the past, like I qualified this year because I had a Super Bowl commercial that ran, right? Paid me fairly decently, and then
Wow. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
You've been seen by a lot of people.
Like when it happened, my phone just went bananas, right? And then there was like a film that I did, and like residuals, but so I'm covered for like a year, but I haven't worked this year. But the year to qualify will go into like next year, so I still have time. But if you need to qualify and you got a family and stuff like that, then you are taking like ambitions like, yo, like fam, I was a series regular, like on a hit show, but he got 2-3 kids, and he's like, well, I got to qualify for insurance, so I got to go ahead and do these 2 one-day guest stars and maybe take this recurring role, which
Dang, I didn't even know it was like that.
your agency might not be happy about it because like, oh, you're bringing in less money and you're I wouldn't say it's not dumbing down, but like you're not holding up to the standard of your brand, right? So now we can't fight for you a certain way because you've decided to do this.
They're thinking you diluted who you are.
Yeah, like
Your brand of
yeah, to a degree, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. I had no idea it was like that.
Yeah, like I know people that like have been successful, right? Some of these cats that come in and do like extra work like on commercials because there's a decent chance that you'll be seen on a commercial for like recognizable for like a second to 3 seconds or whatever. Then you're gonna get actual like residuals, and those things add up, and then now you qualify for insurance and stuff like that.
That's wild.
Like brought the whole mood down.
So no,
I'm just
no. It's interesting because
yeah,
there's so
that's what
many,
I'm
there's so much
saying.
back behind the scenes stuff that most of us people,
we
or
wouldn't
common
know.
folks, don't know nothing about.
Guys said common folks.
I got a question though. So if because I hear you talking about trials, the journey, it's a lot. But if life were a 12-round fight,
Okay.
what round are you in right now, and what's your strategy?
Oh, if it's 12-round fight, I'm in 6. I got 6 more good rounds.
And what's your strategy?
Oh, simple. Respond and react. Like, just be in the fight. Like, at this point, like them first 6 rounds, you know, I'm running out there face out like this. I ain't sitting on my punches. My punches are coming from over here. Everybody can see them and stuff. Some of them I'm connecting with, right? My trainer he'd be like, "Don't watch your work."
You also box too, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I could talk to you.
Yeah,
about
I'm listening right now.
Right. So like the first 6 rounds, like I'm watching my work. Everybody does because that's how the system's set up, right? Then around like round like 3, 4, oh, shit, getting hit. Oh damn, took that hit, right? You might wind up on the ground like, "Hey, you going to get up? This is a standing 8 count. Like, you good?" Some people are like, "Yeah, no, I'm good." I'm like, okay. So the plan going through the rest of it is taking what I learned in those first 6, being open to continuously learning and not being attached to how I'm going to win the fight, right? Because it's like the truth of the matter is this, right? You just never know how it's going to come about. Like, it's all the cliche stuff that you hear when like, you're like a younger actor, right? Like, it's true. It just is, but like, what nobody tells you this, right? I had this saying that I kind of made it myself. I'm like, there's no check for second place, right?
I like that.
So you'll go in and you'll go and do a callback, and then you do a second callback, and then you'll have a chemistry read, and you'll do all these things, right? And you're like, oh, and if it's for a TV show, now back in the day when I tested for like a pilot, like you got to go to callback, you got to go to producers. You got another callback for producers for like, so you 3 are the producers, right? But then you come. Y'all tape me, but Ambishun's like, I need to see him myself. So now you come in there and you sit there. And
Of course, he's bougie.
Right? Right? So now both of y'all are in there, right? And you're like, bring Melanie in. Right? So now there's a whole other callback. But now you're part of the studio. You're the network. So you're like, I sign off on him. She's like, I need a vote. So now you, AJ, old boy outside, 5, 7, 8 people in the parking lot. This is back in the day, right? Now everybody's sitting around at a table, right? And it's you and somebody else that you know, right? Going in to do this read. Before you go in, now you're on the phone with your agent. And he's like, hey, listen, this is what we're making for this is what you're making for the pilot. This is what you're making per episode, right? And now he arguing with you. I'm giving you a story that happened to me, right? Okay. And I'm like, yo, if I'm making $40,000 for this pilot and $20,000 episode, like, leave me the fuck alone. I got to get ready, right? And they want to put you in this type of trailer over here, but I think we can get better. Fam, I got to go in like 5, 10 minutes. Like, leave me alone. I got to get into my zone, right? Then I come in and you're like this. Everybody else is laughing and shit, and you're like,
That'd be him though,
right? So then you go in and you do all that, right? And like, oh my God, thank you so much, Elimu. It was so great. Oh, good to see you. And then this is back in the day. It ain't like it. I don't know. I haven't tested for something recently. And they're like, okay, can you just wait outside? So now you're sitting there like this. You're like, what's up, dog? Right? And you're sitting there, and then somebody comes out and they're like, okay, you can go home now, right? Boom. And you're like, you know what you're making per episode. If you are a series regular on a TV show, you, in essence, hit the lottery, right? And then the call came from me. They were like, oh my God, Elimu, they loved you. But they went the other way.
Damn.
So you're like, do I get like a something? like what's happening here, right? Then that's it. And then they tell you like, oh, you're on all these lists, right? You're on these lists for this network and for this studio, and the casting director remembers you and all that. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Damn.
Like I did a pilot for NBC, right? So the first pilot audition was when I was mad young, right? The other one, I was a little bit older. I remember I went in for the audition, and the guy's from Boston. I said, you want like a Boston accent? And the lady was like, can you do one? I'm like, I'm from Boston. I can be like, pack the can, half it, yeah, type thing. But, there was certain places I could put it, and so I did. So then I get the call, and it's like, I'm going into a different pilot audition, and the casting director was like, did you just book a pilot and you came in here for me? And I was like, is there something that you know that I don't know? And she was like, "Ugh, you got approved by the network because it was for the same network." She's like, "Well, maybe you can do mine and theirs." And I was like, "Well, shit, let's do this, motherfucker." Right? So I get this NBC pilot. Derek Luke was like the lead in it. There's all these people in it, right? It was the same woman that was the producer for Parenthood, right? So I'm like, yo, like this. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, finally, like 20 years, man. Here we go. So I go out to Boston to shoot it. I'm from Boston. I'm like, oh, I never worked in Boston. This is great. I'm like, come back home and enjoy this. All fucking great. I shot over 2 weeks, right? Like 6 days over 2 weeks. So they fly me out there, first class, JetBlue, got my little socks on, ordering my shit. I'm like, this is great, right? And the first day I'm eating lunch with the director, someone like Ambishun.
You already got fired, huh?
So how Ambishun is he's sitting there, he's just like this, right? So the director, I'm talking with him, I'm like, yo, I say, so like, you do like a lot of these pilots or whatever. So you gonna do the series, if it goes? He's like, I'm not. Because I said, do the pilot, get in, get out, that's the end of it. I mean, this was like, and he wasn't being mean. It was just like, this is just what he did. He does big movies, so forth and so on. All right, cool. I come back for the last 3 days, which is like the second part of the shoot. Energy is dumb different, right? Everybody's like, oh my goodness, hey. I get into the truck to go to set, like, hey, you ready to come back home? Because we're going to be going up. And I'm like, yeah, all right, chill out, fam. I'm like, I'll be here if y'all need me, right? So then me and Derek did this scene. We had a little handshake for our shit. Everything was cool. It was smooth, right? I was baby face out the joint. Everything was smooth. I had suits on in the camp. Me and him do this scene. And afterwards, people were like, hey, listen, all the execs at NBC love what you did. I was like, okay, cool. So, I'm down at the gym, working out the next morning. I'm walking across the lobby. Most people are like leaving or whatever. My flight was a little bit later. The director's like, hey, he's E, come here for a second. He goes, hey, just so you know, when the show gets picked up, they're going to make your role a lot bigger. He's like, NBC loves you. And I was like, he didn't have to tell me this shit. Right? Because I had booked like a heavy recurring role. So obviously if it's more, it's going to be a series regular. Yeah. And I'm like, my son was maybe like, 8, 9 months. I'm like, yo, this is it. I'm like, oh my God, NBC. I'm gonna be in Boston. This is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. And then didn't get picked up.
Damn.
And it was one of those pilots that was like when pilots come out, when there used to be like a traditional pilot season. These are the 5 pilots to watch, right? When they first announced them, it was in there. And then it was like I went in and did ADR for it, and they were like, we got a really good show. And I'm like, yo, I hear you. Like, okay. And then it was like, oh, this is going to be one of the shows that gets picked up. Didn't get picked up. So then you just left there. You're like, hello, NBC, can I get something? On to the next.
That's crazy because then it's like they're playing with your emotions, man. Like it's up and down the whole time, huh?
Well, yes and no, because the industry is like this. So if I beat that, it ain't screaming, it ain't doing nothing. It's gonna be here when I leave. It's gonna be here for the next person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It takes a while to like really get that and understand that, and usually it happens with like, in my case, like I could sit here with you guys for hours and tell you stories of like, you'd be like, yo, why do you still do it? Like, what's wrong with you?
He only wants to hear him if his whore's involved. That's the only stories he wants to hear. That's
God,
it.
Don't get him started. Don't get him started.
So it's like there's no, like, are you going to get stung sometimes if you really want something? Absolutely. You're going to get stung sometimes if it's like, oh shit, like I'm on like the 3rd, 4th callback. Like they're telling you like you're the guy, they're checking your avail and all this, that, and the third. Like, people behind the scenes, like, all right, here we fucking go. And you're like, yes. And then it doesn't happen. Right. And it could be as simple as like, I just, it's something about her nose ring. And yeah, I think we're going to just, it's not going to be a black guy. It's going to be her. And so like, I'm in the same boat as actors, directors, writers, all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just how it goes.
While you've been talking, I heard you mention your kids. How many children do you have?
One.
You have one.
Yeah.
Okay. How has fatherhood reshaped your definition of success?
My son is absolutely the love of my life. I don't really think I really knew what love was up until him. And so success for me, it's making sure that he's fed, that he gets to school, that he's happy, right? Like my kid has no clue about what his dad goes through or how hard things are, or like going to the grocery store where it's like, shit, man. You know, he's 10 years old now and he's eating a lot more and everything. So he has like I've done the thing along with his mom where it's like he has no idea that there's hard times, right? He's a very sweet spirit, very nice kid. Right here, that sums us up.
Was you about 7?
10.
10, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's Logan. So just making sure that he's good and there's a smile on his face and like, you know, he's a daddy's boy. He talks to me about everything, you know.
Keep that, man. Do not let that go.
I fully agree with you. And I just don't think with the way that he is that it will. Although what's funny is like he was younger and he had like a head full of hair, right? Just like all this hair bouncing around. And then he was like, you know, I want to get a haircut. He was like 6. And I told his mom, and I was like, you know, he wants to get a cut. She was like, no, we're not going to cut his hair. And I was like, hey, just hold on. Like, we're going to give him a little haircut, right? So he heard the conversation. And so I walk into his room, and there's like a couple of like little hair curls on the ground, right? And I said, what happened here? And he was like, oh, nothing. Right? And I was like, oh, I said, check this out. I said, you manipulated so you get a haircut. I said, I'm not even mad at you, right? He's like, well, I use these scissors. I was like, all right, so we're going to go and get a cut.
Oh, okay.
Right? So now, because he heard, right? And he's real smiling, he's real nice and all that stuff. And he was like, no, I'm going to get this cut.
He played it his position.
Yeah. But now he's like, he'll cut his eyes at you and I'm like, that's your mother or that's me. And he gets super quiet, right? And he dazes off and he imagines things. I'm like, yo, you good? He's like, yeah, no, I'm good. Totally different from like 6 to 7, whole different kid. Yeah. Right? And it's like, did I piss him off? Did something happen? Like, am I not still his favorite? But like, you know, this is the kid that he'll see me and he just runs up, hugs me, kiss me right here. I'm like, Dad, you're the best dad in the whole world.
So you think you're his favorite parent?
Yeah.
What you said.
I like that. No, hey, I like the way you said it, though.
Listen. And that's no disrespect on his mom because she'd tell you the same thing. Like,
So,
he's a daddy's boy for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
We have a pod on here called Dad Academy, and we have we talk about all this different stuff about being a dad and all this. And he actually is a pastor, but he started a whole thing. And I want to say Dale Strawberry endorsed his book and all that. And we're doing this like once a month. So we talk about fatherhood a lot on this podcast.
Okay.
I'm a father as well, so he's a father as well.
How many kids y'all got?
I have 3.
You're crazy.
I have 3, man.
How old?
My daughter is 23. Yeah, my daughter just turned 23. Yeah, I know. My son is 19.
Boy, it don't crack, boy. It don't crack. It don't crack.
My son is 19, and my youngest son is 15. Yeah, so it's yeah.
Ooh.
My son has texted me twice since we've been in here.
Really?
My son is 6'5", and he just so relaxed and don't want to do nothing. He just want to play video games. but he's a bright kid. He's intelligent. He's just complacent in where he's at the moment, and I'm trying to just get him motivated. We're trying to get him off to the military, get him to the Navy or the Air Force.
Okay.
Let's go do something.
Okay. And yourself, sir?
My son is 15 or 16. He just turned 16, and my daughter just turned 12. Yeah.
Y'all old ass kids. I mean, I got started late. Wait, you have any kids?
I do.
How many kids you got?
I have 2.
You're crazy.
And how old are they?
So I don't give my age away.
My daughter's 20. Sorry, and
What is going on in this podcast?
my son is 15.
Get crazy.
It's in the water. Oh, that's not water. Hold on.
Okay.
It's in the water.
Check it. Kudos to y'all young-looking people over here with old-ass kids. Okay.
Yeah.
We
my
almost
kid
done.
boxes. My kid boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put him in. He wrestles in boxes.
My son's actually here. He's asleep in the car, but he plays basketball. Out here,
So how long you been boxing?
tired.
Ooh, about 19 years.
Okay. All right.
I started off at Wild Card. Eric Brown. Shout out to Eric Brown. He was my trainer. He lives in Texas now. But, I mean, I trained with him primarily and then every other trainer inside of Wild Card. Unbelievable education. Like, when I first got in there, I was like, yeah. Like, I want to fight. And he was like, you already got a career. Like, no. And then there was this dude named Ola, who is this fighter, this professional. And I was in there, and he's like doing whatever with him one day, right? And, he didn't have no headgear on. I have no headgear on. And we just fucking around in the ring. And I hit him with something. And he looked at Eric and he said, tell your boy to bring his headgear tomorrow, right? And I was like, all right, yeah, word. Because I've been asking Eric like 3 or 4 months in, like, yo, let me spar. He's like, yo, you're not ready. So Ola, he was like, yo, put your headgear on. I was like, all right, right? And so Eric was like, put my shit on. And he started breaking out the Vaseline. I was like, whoa, what the fuck's going on here?
It's getting serious.
Right here. Right. And he said, keep your hands up. I was like, all right. Family. And Ola, he didn't sit on any of the punches. I just like, pat. I was like, what the fuck is, oh shit. Right. And so that was one of the introductions. And then like boxing to me it's constant stimulus. So from having played college basketball at a very high level, there's a lot more that goes into the game than what people just see on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So with boxing, like when I first got to Wild Card, they were like, oh, like, you move like a basketball player. Right. And I'm like, all right, well, And then everybody tested me up in there. So there was a lot of things that happened up in there. But I just like the continuous learning of it all.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I think like one of my claims to fame is that I would get Eric, like, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays or spar days at Wild Card, right? And so cats would come in and they ask Eric, be like, yo, can we get some work with your fighter? And he'd be like, he not a fighter. And I'd be like, did that shit, right? And then, I probably had over like 1,000 sparring rounds.
Are you going to put your son in boxing?
He recently told me that he wants to.
Okay.
Like he's come, I'm over at Showtime Boxing Fitness now. And he comes in there with me. Everybody knows him, right? He fancies himself southpaw.
Oh, okay. My
Right.
daughter's a southpaw.
Like he thinks he's a southpaw. So he came in one day and I was like, all right. I was like, yo, you a southpaw? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right, go over there with him. And I set him up with this guy named Eric, who was the champion. And I was like, all right. I said, you show him a little something? And he was like, yeah. Like my kid, and I'm sure y'all kids, like he has no idea like the access he has, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, yo, this dude, like he's like the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just won a belt. We'll be sitting back watching boxing. He'll be like, oh, that's the guy from the gym. I'm like, yeah, that's the dude you was right.
And he's like, oh, okay, cool.
No
Right. Like no big deal.
He one of my homeboys is does A&R for Kendrick Lamar, right? So I was telling Kendrick, I was like, oh yeah, I want to do like a little video for Logan. And he was like, oh yeah, right? Like real cool dude. Obviously busy, on tour, all the rest of it. Right?
Yeah, he's kidding.
Destroying Drake.
Right.
Go
Well,
ahead.
hello.
Go ahead. My bad.
Yep.
So Logan comes one day and, he's at the gym. So I'm like, all right. So, you go into a boxing gym, you give everybody a pound. You just give everybody a pound. That's just what you do. So I'm like, yo, make sure you pound him up. And I was like, Kendrick, this is Logan. He was like, oh, okay, what's up, Logan? And my son is like this. He was like, right? Just
Real
kept moving,
stoic.
right? He was all right, I'm just going to keep it like here, right? So then as everybody's moving around and doing whatever they're doing, I can see him on the bag. And if he was Kendrick, he was just like that the whole time, right? So he was like kind of geeked about that one. But then other times,
He's just in the moment, in present.
Nonchalant.
yeah. And it's cool, but I'm like, boy, you have no idea.
You have
They don't.
access.
I'm like, you know a lot of actors, a lot of big directors. You've come to movie sets, like, fam, you don't.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I'm telling my kids that because I DJ, I take pictures, and I shoot video.
Okay.
So I do those things. I tell my kids all the time, if you guys ever want to do any of this stuff, you don't have to go buy any equipment. I got over 18 grand worth of camera equipment. I got I got 3 sets of turntables. I have everything you need. If you want to do any of this, you have full access to it. And I know quite a few people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if you want to start, just tell me you're ready. And it's just, I don't know, Dad. Do you not know what you have waiting? I don't know. But they're older too, so.
But you know what? I think when I was a kid, right? So I'm from Boston. I'm from Milton, Massachusetts, right? That's where I grew up. So my brother's best friend's father at the time was the doctor for the Boston Celtics. I'm a huge Boston Celtics fan. But when I was hold on, chill out, right? You're lucky I ain't wearing my Boston sweatshirt up in here tonight, right? But when I was growing up, I was a Sixers fan because I wanted a rivalry with my dad. I was always like that.
Mhm.
My dad was a Giants fan. I was a Cowboys fan.
Ooh.
He was a Celtics fan. I'm a Sixers fan, right? So, I was an idiot. So, my brother's friend's doctor, right? He's the doctor for the Celtics. So they're like, hey, Elimu, like, do you want to be the ball boy for the Celtics? This is like prime Bird, McHale, Parrish championship years.
Wow.
You want to be a ball boy? Like, we're pretty good at basketball. I was like, nope. And they were like, are you sure? I was like, no, because he's the enemy of like Dr. J. And I was
shit.
and I was like, nope. My dad was like, are you sure? I was like, no, I don't want to be ball boy for them.
Loyalty. Commitment.
You regret it now,
Right? I'm like, oh, because I don't regret much, but like what I've learned about when you have access to something.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like, there's a kid that I private coach that's at Cal Irvine now. He just redshirted for the year. His name is Bryce Goldman. And I've been coaching him since he was 14. And after the first session that I coached him, I pulled his parents to the side and I was like, listen, when you see like on TV, like the little behind the scenes thing, and they're like, I knew when I saw him at first that he was going to go all the way. I said, this is that conversation. I'm like, I'm telling you the truth, right? Scottie Pippen had come up to this kid when he was in 7th grade and was like, keep going. So what I knew from having played and not succeeding in the way that I wanted to, I had a gift for teaching it. So I helped him get to where he is, right? Partially because of the access with me. So my kid has been around him the whole time, right? My regret about not being a ball boy, because had I gotten to the league because I would have learned other things, then he's in the position where he's just around guys in the league. Like, my teammates from college and stuff like that, like, a couple of them have met him, but I'm on the other side of the country, right? But when you have access to it, it's not something that like you're reaching for. It's like it's right there. It's just very normal.
Yeah.
I see that in acting, sports. It's pretty much in everything.
Yeah.
And
that sucks because we worked so hard to get to that point, and then when your kids see that, they're just like, what's up? They're like, you try to explain to them, and they're just looking at you like, we don't care.
It's a good thing at the same time too,
Yeah.
but you definitely would want them to take advantage of the opportunities that do sit in front of them for sure.
Yeah.
But if your life was a movie, what song would be playing in the opening credits?
Love don't cost. Gigolo.
Damn.
Damn, he's just shots fired. Catching strays out the
I'm just playing.
What song would be playing in the opening credits?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I got a couple. You Don't Know by Jay-Z.
Really? You don't know. I know the
Turn the
song.
music high.
Mhm.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's what would be rocking.
Okay. That's a good one. I like that. Now, if you could send a message to yourself, if you could send a message 20 years from now to your future self, what would it be?
20 years now to my future self?
20 years ago to your future self now, what would you tell yourself?
So you're saying
To the
20
Mm-hmm.
years from the past, what would I tell myself now?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, 20 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, man, congrats on the Oscar, dog, and all the millions you made. It would have been just foolishness. Because I did not think I was gonna have a kid, right? Like I thought that gigolo shit would be playing for real,
forever, huh?
right?
I
Yeah,
know.
it was real like playing where I played basketball, right? So I was like, you're like one of like 15 people in all of upstate New York. So you're a celebrity, right? So for a college kid, that's like,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then I came out to LA and I had dreads down to here. So I would get into like a lot of auditions and stuff like that, and I'm 6'3" and this, that, and the third, right? And then I started booking work and stuff. So like the ego like never came down.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time I'm giving me that message, I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? Like that's no type of substance, right? Like I've always had a good heart, but that the ego was running.
Yeah.
Like you need a certain amount of ego to be successful in elite level sports and in basketball.
Yeah.
For sure. Because, you get to like a certain point, everyone has like, there's certain outliers with like really, really unbelievable talent. Like Allen Iverson, I was just telling my son, he was like, you played against him? I was like, I did. And I'm telling you, he is the fastest person I've ever seen with the ball in my life. We went down and we scored and we're running back and he's already, he's here. Right? And you're like, what? So like, I wouldn't have had nothing good to say. Like it would have been all fluff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you ask me what I'm telling myself 20 years from now, that would be really enjoy the ride. Because the truth of the matter is there's less summers left than there are more. Right? And
We got more years behind us for damn sure.
yep. And so what I want now is I want quality of life. Not quality of life like egotistically speaking, because what a win would be for me now is not what a win would be for me then. Because a win for me then would be more about how it looks to the environment. What movie am I in? Am I a series regular here? How much, like all that other type of stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's stuff that I still want and stuff like that. But like,
It's not the main focus.
like me and Logan have like this little tradition, right? Says something about my parenting, who knows? But he's like, hey, can we watch SNL clips? So we'll go to YouTube. He likes to watch SNL clips. And he sit right next to me. He's supposed to be doing his homework. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let you chill for like 30 minutes, right? And we will sit there and he'll watch SNL clips and he's not getting all the humor. And some stuff he's like, it's a little too saucy. I'm like, all right. But I'm like, that shit's kind of funny though, right? And so it's like, it's that time I get to spend with him. When I'm taking him to school and we're talking about stuff. I listen to a podcast called Ebro in the Morning. That's a New York podcast, right? So he gets in the car. He's like, "Yo, can we listen to Ebro?" I'm like, all right, cool. And then he'll sit there and he'll watch. We were watching the Celtics game probably like 2-3 weeks ago, and I'm like, listen, like it's a different team this year. Like they're getting it together. We just gotta just chill out. And we were playing against Utah. Like I'm on the team.
I mean, you're a fan, so
Yeah, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. So like, we were winning, but I could see like it was. I'm like, oh, we about to fuck this up. We're not gonna win this game. And so I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm a Celtics fan, and every time I'm able to watch both of them on the same night, they both lose, right? So Celtics, they're winning, they're starting to lose. I turned to the Cowboys game. I said, you think the Cowboys are going to win? He was like, no. I was like, nah, you're probably right. Cowboys are losing. The Celtics game was tight, and we lost it in the end. He got tears in his eyes. He's raging. He's like, he goes, he's 10, right? He wants to curse. But I'm like, nah, chill. He goes, I just want to give him the finger. And I said, all right, you can do it. He's like, so it's like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, just
Those are memories.
Yeah, just moments and like
Bonding
spending time with him.
memories.
Like that's what I want more of.
Precious
With
moments.
him, my parents, selected friends.
Yeah, it's moments
experiences.
now with your family, your
Yeah,
kids.
for
That's
sure.
like that's
Things are
everything.
important.
That's gold now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So final thing. Any words of the floor is yours right now. Any words of wisdom where they can find you, shoot out whatever you want right now. The floor is yours.
Words of wisdom. Y'all let me yap this whole time.
We loved it though.
Or any upcoming projects.
Yeah,
you
any
have that
upcoming
you want-
projects. Anything you want to say.
No, the wisdom is
Promote.
good.
Either
Yeah,
one.
I feel like you
Either
got, I
one.
feel like you got it.
Either one.
Yeah.
You got options.
You can find me at Elimu, ELIMU, number 11 on Instagram. I never check Facebook. I have it up because my mother.
He doesn't
is
want to
on
be called
Facebook.
old. That's why he doesn't check Facebook.
Listen, I mean,
All the kids now say all the old folks from my daughter be like, Dad, you know that's for old folks, right? Shut up, get your Facebook.
Look, you see these grays? The grays tell the story.
Man.
I don't have any projects coming up right now. I've had a couple good auditions. Somebody's looking to hire me, holler at me. We could talk about it. I've got a couple scripts out there that I've written myself that are with some very reputable people. Hopefully those things turn over. That's really it. And in terms of, like you said, like bless him with a gem, leave him with some advice or
Yeah,
something.
anything.
Word of
yeah.
wisdom.
Advice, anything.
Words of wisdom. It's gonna sound cliche, like, you just gotta enjoy the moment. You just gotta enjoy the moment. Like I'm one of those people that, like, I like the mornings. I like Mondays, right? I like breaking a sweat. Like I like to really be engaged and connected. Like what I really seek is connection. So I think the more you can see connection, the more you will enjoy your existence. And it doesn't mean that it's always like great. Because way earlier this year, it was fucked up. It was high stress and all the rest of it. And I'm super grateful for it. You know what I mean? Because it's like you can't appreciate the sun without the rain, sort of thing.
That's real though.
Yeah.
You really can't. Sometimes you don't even know that how bad it really is.
That's something I tell my kid, because even we live in this apartment, right? He goes to private school and a bunch of kids got big houses and shit like that. And I'm like, oh, I said to Sarah, like, you were ashamed that we live in an apartment. He was like, well, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So then his little homeboy comes over and he's like, I love your place, right? So it made him feel better. We were out one day. We were in a neighborhood. It wasn't so great. I said, you see all them people over there? All them homeless folks? And he was like, yeah, you think that they would want to live in our apartment? And he was like, yeah. And then when the fires happened, and we had an evacuation order, and it was me and his little best friend, and I'm like going through my place packing stuff. But it was like surreal. I was like, I don't even know what to do in this situation.
Yeah.
So now I got to tell his friend and him, we got to leave. His friend's parents were up in Canada because his dad's a showrunner on a show up there, right? So now I got the parents on the phone. I'm like, I got it. Like, no worries. And me and his mom, we're like the best co-parents in the entire world, right? I'm like, grab the other daughter. We're going to meet over here. And so I'm packing stuff up, and I'm like, I see like one of my jerseys that I gave my son. I'm like, oh, I should take that. And I'm like, damn, there's all these things in here, and these pictures and these photos. And I'm like, just grab what you can and go. So now they're like, hey, like, is our place going to burn down? Where are we going to live? And at this point, I was in serious struggle bus. So I'm like, shit, like, where are we going to live? Like, what's going to happen, right? I'm like, yo, don't worry about it. Let's just go. I mean, and it was it's when like that fake alert went out to everybody, right? So I was like, yeah. But it's just perspective.
It is. It is.
It's just perspective. So now I'm just like, I was excited to come up here tonight. Again, I apologize for the tardiness.
Oh, you're good, man.
You're
You're good.
fine.
But this is a good experience.
How was
appreciate you,
your?
man.
I was gonna say how your experience on the show. It's a good experience.
It's been great.
Have you done a podcast? Been on a guest on a podcast before?
Well, I was on AJ's.
Oh, okay. That's right.
There's another one I'm doing later this week. I think. There's one I did when I played in like this Syracuse celebrity basketball game like 2 years ago, and I haven't been back to school in years. So the guy that covers, his name's Mike Waters, that covers the basketball team. Like, he was a big fan of mine when I was there, as were a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, hey man, you need to come back. Like let's do like my podcast. And I had a movie out with Tay Diggs at the time and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
For a
dang.
Lifetime. So I did his podcast. But yeah, this was fun.
Appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah,
You killed it.
thank
Yeah.
Of course.
Our slogan is shed the sheep.
Shed the sheep.
Yeah. So on 3, we're gonna look at that camera, and on 3, we're gonna say shed the sheep.
That camera right
yeah,
there.
Yeah, right there. 1, 2, 3.
Share the sheep.
Howls over Baaz. I'm Jacob Casas.
This is Ambishun, the Black Cup.
It's Melanie.
And Elimu Nelson.
We appreciate you coming on. You killed it, man. And thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. We'll have some clips out for him tomorrow. And peace. We're out. Thanks.